What's happening, party people? It's your boy, Crazy Crackhouse. Back at you with another cop. Today we're going to go over something that's out of my ballpark, and I really said I would really never, ever wear a clog. But this shoe here took me by surprise. I took a stab at it. Actually, I'm very, very impressed with them. I've had them on my feet for probably, I want to say, the last hour and a half before I continue to go ahead and do this video. And I'm sold. I think they're about to go viral because they're selling out as fast as they can hit the shelves. Nike is coming out with more colors. And the shoe we're going to go over today is going to be the ReactX Rejuven8. I'm very impressed with this shoe, and I'm happy to even go over it with you because I never would have bought it. It's in a bullshit box. As you can see, I do want to go over sizing with this shoe. I went with my conventional size 11 that I always buy. You know, on occasion, like I said in my other videos, you know, I will grab a 10.5 depending on how the shoe is cut. One thing that really impressed me with this shoe, actually having it on feet, I actually am sold on the design of the shoe. The comfortability is there 100%. I like the fact that they grazed the Nike check-in on this side and they actually put a fully check on this side. One thing is, when you buy these shoes and you look on the bottom of them, they're gonna look like they're somebody wore them and popped them in the box, but this is actually the look of the bottom of the shoe. I was bugging out too when I took them out the box, and I was like, you know, they look like somebody in the store walked around in them for about 2 hours and threw them in the box and shipped them to me. But all the shoes are made like this on the bottom of the shoe. I guess it's one of the functions of it, or you know, touches they put on it. This shoe, if you can see the back here, is very good, man. I gave it a run for its money. The whole shoe. Now, a lot of people with this shoe were saying that they suggest, like, if you're a half a size person, like if you wear 9.5, 10.5, they're recommending you go up to 11. I went true to size on this shoe, and it's exact true to size. You know, my toe, the thing that makes this shoe, if you can look at the lopsided part right here where your big toe lay at, actually your foot sits right in there. Being that this is like, it's a very good rubber. You know, I can't even describe it. Like, it's not a cheap feeling rubber, but this rubber will expand some. And once it expands, these are going to be slipping and sliding off your foot. I went to a true 11. Now, if I have gone up to a 12, I'd probably have about, I want to say, that much more foot space in it, which would make me have to wear like 2 pairs of socks to even be comfortable wearing them. I'm good with the 11. Like I said, I have had them on for the last hour and a half. I'm sold 100%. I stand by this shoe. Nike's not paying me $1 for this, but I'm just giving you my honest opinion like I always do. This is the Really Real channel, and my real effect on this shoe is basically it's worth the money. My only real gripe with this shoe, and it's not my gripe, you know, Nike made this shoe, and it's totally in their ballpark of what they did when they did it. So I would honestly say I wish they would have capped the holes, or if somewhere in the plans they intend on making a pair without the holes on the top. I think the holes on the top is the only thing I don't really dig too much, because it's kind of remind me of the clogs that everybody was wearing, and I hate those fucking shoes. But I'll tell you what, this shoe right here, and people say New Balance have one, Adidas have one, but they're not made like this. Everybody has one. They're saying Nike copy Yeezy. These are nowhere near Yeezys. I have never in my life even owned one pair of Yeezys, and I never intended to own a pair of them. But if I have to say here, one dynamic, and this is probably the greatest thing whoever designed this shoe, is this back part right here. It sits comfortably on your back. As you go around the shoe, you see how the dip there, the dip is exactly perfect. It drops right under your ankle bone. Now, when you come to the front of the shoe, a lot of people just look at this, but for me, They cut this part out right here. You know, if you can look at it like this, or that part was cut out because if you know on a conventional tongue, if it was this short and it laid on your foot at some point with this type of rubber, it would become like you know, totally out of place to actually, it would feel funny if you had these on for a couple hours. So in my best opinion, I would say, you know, I think they designed it right. They designed the ankle part of the shoe right. I think they designed the cushion in the shoe when you walk or you bend. You know, for people that are like working in hospitals and stuff, I would grab me 2 or 3 pair of the black ones, and hey man, this would be my everyday work shoe, you know, for people in that type of industry. And I think that's who's really going to sell these shoes once the crave of how comfortable it is get out there. And I'm gonna tell you, they sold me, and I'm a hard person to sell on a lot of things, but these right here, I would back them 1,000%. And I'm very, very glad I made the purchase, and I'm diving back in so I can get the black pair. I got my son a black pair also, but I'm gonna dive back in and probably see if I can grab the black or the green pair, which is probably the most elusive pair out of all of these, is the lime green ones. And that pair there is going to continue to rise in resale. The resellers are going to start sucking them up like they were doing those cheap pandas. But this has nothing to do with the panda. But at the end of the day, you have to love what you love, like what you like. And, you know, that's the only thing that matters. Love the ones that love you. Stay in your lane. You'll always be safe. Peace.